Wednesday Pilates flow. I anticipate I'm going to get pretty sweaty on this session because it's my first session back since being on holidays. So bear with me as we get going. We're going to be working arms and shoulders as well as core. And we will be using our dumbbells. I'm using my 5-pound weights today. You're going to use whichever ones are working for you and for your arms. We're going to start with a little warm-up. So leaving the weights right in front of your feet down below you and then standing up nice and tall. Let's get into a little warm-up before we get started. Let's drop the chin down to the chest, lengthening out the back of the neck, and then looking over to your right shoulder. Once you're there, you're going to drop that right ear behind your shoulder, floating your chin up to the ceiling and coming all the way around until you're looking at your left shoulder, and then dragging the chin through and going again to the right shoulder. Dropping that ear back and down, up to the ceiling with the chin all the way over until you're looking left. And then drag the chin back to the center of your chest. And then let's bring that chin up to the ceiling and back down to the chest. Let's look left and do the exact same thing here. Looking left, dropping the left ear behind the left shoulder, chin to the ceiling, all the way through until you're looking right. Dragging the chin through to the left, ear back, all the way up, coming around, look right, and finish with your chin at your chest. And let's float that chin up to the ceiling one more time. And coming back into center. From here, we're going to come into some side bends. Reach your fingertips down to the floor. Palms are facing out. We're going to just gently let the right ear come over to the right shoulder. Keep the fingertips reaching to the floor. So you should get a nice little lengthening in one side of your neck. And then come up and over to the other side. And just enjoying that side bend. And coming back up to center. Let's come into some arm circles. Start with your palms facing forward. We're going to go forward first. You're going to come up and around, pushing through the air, nice and slow and controlled, kind of like you've got a line of tension through the arms. And as we move through these circles, the shoulders are going to stay down and back. So we're not going to let the shoulders creep up into the ears. Just big, wide circles with a line of tension reaching through your fingertips. And let's go the other way, backwards. Opening the chest, nice and slow and controlled. Up and over. Can we start to think a little bit about our abdominals here as we're moving? Starting to draw in through the tummy just a little bit. And one more time, up and over. Bringing the arms to float out in front of you, palms are facing in. We're going to do a little protraction forward by reaching your fingertips forward, letting your shoulder blades glide, and then squeeze them on your back, pulling the arms back. So the arms stay the same shape, but we reach and we pull, moving just from the shoulder blades. So we go forward and pull back. Forward, yeah, and pull back. Just a little tiny motion, forward and pull. One more time and pull. You're going to leave those arms out, flipping your palms up. So we're up here, palms are up like you're holding two little platters. Let's open the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades, opening the chest, and bring them back. Pinkies come to touch, and we open, pushing the thumbs out. So we just, as if you're holding a little plate in each hand. And again, can you bring some attention to your abdominals here, bringing that belly button in just a little bit as we move through the arms. The arms should start to feel tired as we're moving nice and slow with that tension in the arms. And just think about the movement. Are you squeezing the shoulder blades back as you open? And coming back in. Let's do 3 more. Keep that reach through the arms. And back, and again, squeeze open, and back, last one, and back. back. Letting that go, let's just shake those arms out. And bringing the elbows into your sides. So you're gonna come in here, creating a little W shape with your arms. Bring all your fingers together and then kind of point up through the middle finger up to the ceiling. And we're gonna start to just isometrically squeeze the elbows in. So big breath in, and let's pull the elbows down to your side, just a little wider there. So we're gonna let the arms go wider. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna reach up, creating a Y shape. Pull in, creating a W. Yeah, that looks great. Reaching up. And let's think about those underarm muscles as we pull these elbows to our side. Reach it up. And pull it in. And again, reach and pull down. Now as we reach up, again, we're just trying to keep that space between the ear and the shoulder. Pull it down. So we're just moving at the shoulder joint. We're not going to let those shoulder blades glide too high. Reach it up and pull it down. And let's do 4 more. Reach and pull and reach. When you get in there, you're giving it a nice little squeeze under the arm. Last 2. Pull it in. And last 1. And pull in. Let's hold here for 5. Keep squeezing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Shaking out the arms, rolling through the shoulders. And we're going to come to our side bend. So I want to open, and now we've worked this area under the arm. I really want to come into some side bends. So let's make these nice and flowy, but controlled, okay? So we're just coming over. I want you to visualize you're between those 2 pieces of glass, and just side to side at your own pace, and keeping your abdominals connected as we side bend here. Less is more. If you're feeling this in your lower back, maybe you're tipping over just a little too far. What we're looking for is that nice long line down the side of the body, from the elbow to the hip, and over, just loosening up those underarm muscles, and back, and back. All right, almost done our warm-up here. Let's put a little micro bend into the knees. We're gonna roll down into a forward fold. So I want you to make sure your weights are down below you, because when we come back up, we're gonna bring those weights with us, okay? So let's nod the chin and exhale as you roll down. Draw up through the abdominals. And once you get there, keeping a nice bend in your knees, grab your elbows and very gently sway side to side, keeping those abdominals lifting. We're just lengthening out the lower back, the hamstrings. And let's come to center, shaking your head, yes. And then shaking your head, no. Releasing the neck, letting the head be heavy. And then letting those arms drop. You're going to reach over to your weights, grabbing onto your weights. Now before we come up, I really want you to activate those abdominals. Draw up, up, up. Put a nice bend into the knees. And very slowly and controlled, ragdoll up at your own pace. Coming up to standing, bringing those weights with you. Whew. And then rolling the shoulders, coming up to standing. So let's take those feet out a little bit wider and maybe turn them out ever so slightly. So they don't have to be parallel, but if they feel better in parallel, just go with that, okay? So we're gonna bring the weights and bring them onto the tops of your shoulders. If they don't touch, that's okay. You don't have to touch them, but they're just above your shoulders, okay? We're coming into our first squat here. So let's sit down into a squat, nice and controlled. Weight is in your heels. Let's keep that chest lifted. Taking a breath in. Let's exhale, press up, pressing the weights above your head. Squeeze your glutes, draw in through your tummy. Let's lower with control, lower the weights, lower into the legs, take a breath. And exhale, pushing up. So again, it's like we're moving through water here, nice and slow and controlled, lowering into your squat, really assess it. And then when you're ready, exhale, pushing up, squeeze the glutes, draw in through the center. We really want to watch that as the weights go up, the shoulder blades don't go with them. Exhale, we press. And lowering down. Weight is in the heels, pick up your toes if you want to check. And exhale, press. Squeeze the glutes and lower with control. We have 5 more of these. Exhale, press. And lower down. And making sure you're using the pinky toe, outer edge of the foot. A lot of the weight is going to want to fall down. Down. Pressing up. And press, really finding the glutes. You want to be working on both sides of your body here. Press up and lower. And last one, press. Coming all the way back down into your squat. Let's lift those abdominals, reach your spine nice and long. Lifting the chest. And let's pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way up, letting that go, shaking it off. Whew. Should be feeling some warmth in the legs there. We're going to be coming into a back lunge. I'm going to demonstrate this from the side, just so you can see it. We'll be stepping back, finding a position where both knees are bent and we're nice and tall. And from here, we'll be doing bicep curls. Now with your bicep curl, the palm starts facing your hips. We curl up. We lower with control, and we turn those palms back in, okay? So that's what it's gonna look like. Let's take the right leg back into our back lunge, nice and tall. Draw in through your stomach, squeezing this back glute. And from here, let's do 10 bicep curls. Start facing in, pulling up, squeeze, and lower. Pull it up, and lower. Now the weight is in the front heel, pull. And now really squeezing your weights and lower and pull and down. 4 more, 4, lower with control, 3, elbows are nice and close to you, 2, and down, and last one, and lower down, stepping forward, shake that off, and we'll step right away back to the left leg back. Find that position, squeezing the left glute, staying tall, weight in the front heel. Let's do 10 more. Bicep curls for 10. 9, big exhale as you curl up. 8. 7, moving slowly. 6, squeeze it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, pulling up and lowering, stepping forward, shaking that off. We have another set. This time we'll be doing hammer curls. Hammer curls, we keep the palms facing in and we pull up. So the forearm doesn't turn with the hammer curl, okay? Let's step that right leg back. Find our position, nice and strong. Feel like you're wearing a belt around your center, and we're hammer curling up for 10 and 9. Bring the shoulders back. 8, 7, 6, nice and slow and controlled. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Let's stand tall. Stepping back with the left side. Finding that position. This is our last round holding this lunge. Hammer curls for 10. Stay tall. 9. Squeeze the weight. And 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Standing tall, shaking that off, coming to stand forward facing me. Little bend in your knees. We're bringing the weights up above you, and we're gonna bring the arms, the hands and weights just slightly ahead of your head, okay? So not directly over you, a little bit ahead of you. We'll be pulling one arm down for 5 counts. It looks like this. Let's go with the right arm. Lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press it up. Other side, lowering down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up and lower. 5. So we're decelerating this weight down. 2, 1. Press and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press it up. Lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can control it even more. Lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it back up. 2 more each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing it up. Lowering down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up. Last 2. These weights should be starting to feel heavy. 3, 2, 1. Pressing up. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it back up. We hold. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting that go. There should be lots of warmth in your shoulders and your arms now. Let's put those weights down at the far end of your mat, walking your way back. We're going to be coming out into a plank. Let's nod our chin, roll down. Once we get down there, enjoy the stretch, bend the knees, enjoy the stretch in your lower back. Couple deep breaths here. And walking your hands out to find our plank. Now, if you want to, you're going to put a knee down, nice and square, keeping everything else lifted and reaching. We're holding here in our plank, breathing deeply. Every exhale, let's pull up those abdominals 5 times. Inhale. Exhale, draw up through your core. Inhale, deep inhale. Exhale, feel your abdominals pulling up away from the floor. 3 more breaths. Everything is exactly the same, whether you have a knee up or not, your knee down or not. And exhale. Last 2. Exhale, push the floor away. Last 1. Exhale. Lowering both knees, taking a shelf stretch. Allow your tailbone to reach to the heels. Forehead can rest on the mat. Breathing deeply. If you want to, you can bring your arms down beside you, forming a little cocoon, and just letting all the work you've done absorb into your body. Feeling the warmth in your arms. One more deep breath here. And then coming up onto your knees. If you need a pad for under your knees, you're going to grab that now. And we're going to come out into our all fours position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Nice and square, nice tabletop position. We're coming into a single-sided bird dog. So it's actually a single pair. We're gonna go right arm, left leg. We'll be coming out into our bird dog, really working to keep both hips facing down. And then inhale, we'll place it back. And we'll continue with that same pair, okay? So getting a deep breath in, filling up the lungs. As you exhale, reaching the right arm and left leg opposites. And inhale, placing them down. Exhale, reach. Nothing changes in the shape of your spine or your torso. And back. Now what you're going to find is that this leg, the hip is going to want to turn out. You may want to turn this left toe in a little bit like a pigeon toe with that left foot to keep the hip nice and parallel. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back. And reach. You should be starting to feel some warmth in your left shoulder, left arm. Keep pushing that away. Nothing changes in the shape of the spine. Abdominals are lifting. Let's go for 3 more. 3. Nice smooth motion. 2. And back. Head is in line with your spine. Last one. And coming back. Let's take a shell coming off. Now notice the work in the left arm. Left arm should be warm. Right arm is about to get warm. Let's come up and do the other pair. So first finding that nice strong position. Now it'll be the left arm that's floating, right arm that's floating. You may need to turn your right toe in a little to keep that hip square. Really focus on the position of the hip, okay? Deep breath in. As we exhale, reaching that pair away from each other, and inhale, placing them back. Exhale, notice you're just using your shoulder and your hip. Nothing else moves. Exhale, reach, and inhale. Checking our posture in the upper body. Abdominals are lifting, pulling away from the mat, supporting your lower back here. And in. Those hips are square. Imagine you have light bulbs on your hip bones. Both lights are shining downward towards your mat. Let's do 3 more. 3. And 2. Last one. Coming to center. We're going to come tucking those toes underneath you, coming into 4 low knee hovers, followed by a little add-on, okay? So let's keep the spine long here. As we exhale, let's hover the knees 1 or 2 inches, not very high. Inhale, we hold, and exhale, we lower. Big breath in, preparing to move. Exhale. Pressing down through the arms, lifting those knees, holding for an inhale, and exhale, lowering down. Big breath. Exhale, hover, be in control here, holding, and lowering nice and quietly back to the mat. 1 more time, big breath in, and exhale, we hover, hold, and lower down. Now I'm going to add something on. Taking a look at this before we get into it. We'll be hovering up just like we did. Inhale, we're going to push the floor away and send our hips back just a little bit. Exhale, we're going to come back to that hover. Inhale, we lower down. Okay, this is challenging. You're going to feel it in your quads. Less is more here. So you don't want to make a huge shift back. It's just a little shift. Okay? Big breath in here, nice strong shoulders, wrap the shoulder blades around your rib cage, and let's exhale, hover the knees. Inhale, shift the weight back, send your bum back. Exhale, come back to that square position. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, float it up. Inhale, slight shift back, pushing through the arms. Exhale, you're still hovering, you're coming to square. And inhale, lowering down. Exhale, hover. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. And lowering down. Let's do this 3 more times. Up. Coming back, it's a tiny shift. Coming back to that all four square position and lowering down. Last two. Coming back. Coming forward and lowering down. Last one, strong shoulders here. Push back through the palms of your hands. Coming back to the square and lowering down. Awesome work. Untuck your toes and come to your shell stretch. Breathing deeply. Taking it all in here. And we're going to come all the way down to your tummy now and bringing one dumbbell to stand up at the end of your mat. Now if your dumbbells don't stand, just have it lying here at the top of your mat. And we're going to come onto the tummy. Wiggle your hips a little until your pelvis releases into the floor. Hands are going to be under the head, resting the head. See if you can just draw those shoulders down away from the ears a little bit. We're coming into some alternating leg lifts, moving from the hip. And we're going to keep our legs as straight as we can. Big breath in. Exhale, lift the right leg. Inhale, lower down, over to the left. Exhale. Reaching that leg up, kneecaps are facing down. Side to side, just waking up the lower body a little bit. And lower. Now the abdominals are lifted away from the mat. Not too hard, just a little connection so that there's some action on the opposite side of the body here, protecting our spine. And let's just check in with the upper body. The shoulders are going to want to creep up. I can feel my shoulders trying to come up to the ears as I concentrate. So let's really be mindful of that. And lowering down. And down. And let's do one more each side. Really feeling some life in the glutes here. Great, bringing both legs together as close as you feel comfortable. We're going for double leg lift. Squeeze and reach through the legs. It's not going to be very high. The legs are only going to hover. Exhale, squeezing the inner thighs like crazy as you hover the legs. Reaching through the legs like you're trying to make them longer. And still those abdominals are connected underneath you. And let's go just for 3 more. Squeeze and reach. And 2. And last one. Squeeze and hover. And lowering down. Let's let those legs go out a little wider now. And if they want to turn out, you're going to let them do that. Really, I just want your lower body to feel comfortable and that you're not feeling any pain at all in your lower back. So we're going to come up to grab this weight in front of you. If you don't have weights that can stand up on the base, that's totally fine. You're just going to place it vertical in your hand, okay? Now, the opposite hand that's not doing anything is going to be planted on the mat or on the floor, palm face down and a little bit of engagement down. We're going to lift our chest up so that all you can feel on the mat now is your rib cage. Your chest is lifted. You're looking forward towards the mat, the weight, and we're going to exhale, pull this weight back, and inhale, place it above you. So my legs are on, my glutes are given a little squeeze, my abdominals are connected, and I've got a nice anchor here. We're going to move through this motion. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. And reach. Now, if you are feeling your lower back, you're going to lower your chest down just a little bit. Perhaps you've come up a little too high. Exhale, pull the weight back. Inhale, reach it. Pull and reach. Your eyes are going to stay looking forward here as we pull the weight back. You just keep looking forward and keep focusing on your legs, your glutes, your abdominals. And reach. Let's do 3 more. Pull it back. Reach it forward, pull, and reach. Last one. And reach. Letting that go. Let's bring the head down, wiggle your hips. Whew, take a breath. And then we're going to go with the other side. Each side can feel really different depending on the strength of each shoulder and the stability in each shoulder. So let's take that opposite hand, plant it down into the floor. Lift your chest, pull up through the abdominals. Let's reach through our legs, putting some life in those legs. And we pull back. Pull and reach. And reach. Exhale, pull, activating that underarm area. Being in control of the weight. For me, this weight feels much heavier with my left arm. My left shoulder is a little bit more vulnerable and weaker in general, so I find this 5 pounds to feel much heavier here on the left. You may feel the same. It's really normal to have asymmetries in the body. And pull it back. And reach. Let's go for 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Are your legs still engaged? 1. And reach. Letting that go. Taking that weight out of the way, bringing your arms out wide. Leave your legs open and slightly turned out. And let's just come through some baby cobras. Pushing the arms down, float your chest up, and lower down. You can make this motion feel a little bit more flowy, and down. Making sure you feel some action between the shoulder blades here. Squeezing those shoulder blades back and down, pushing your elbows into the floor. And down. And lower. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And lower down. Pushing into your shell stretch. It's going to feel really nice to go to shell after all that extension. And then we'll make our way down to our back. All right, so finding yourself on your back. Let's bend the knees and bring the heels a little closer to the bum than you would think. Eventually, we're going to roll right up into a shoulder bridge. So you just want to have a nice stable base. And arms are at your side here, palms up. And let's start to move through the pelvis. Just exhale your way into an imprint. And inhale, rocking forward. Just a little massage of your lower spine. Use your obliques, your suspender muscles here to find that imprint nice and short here. And then as you rock back to neutral, those suspenders get longer. And they shorten. Exhale. And they reach forward. We're going to start to come up into a bridge, rolling through imprint, roll up into your first shoulder bridge, peeling your spine off the mat, draw down through your abdominals just a little, and finding that nice strong bridge, holding here. Couple of deep breaths, just waking up the legs, waking up the glutes. Take an inhale. Let's roll down, placing the spine down 1 vertebra at a time. Really take your time here. Massage all those sticky spots in your spine. Roll back to that neutral pelvis. And we're going to do that 1 more time. Big breath in. Roll, start to find that imprint first. Use those obliques as much as you can until you can't anymore. And that's when the legs kick in to push the hips up. Finding that bridge, holding the bridge, being sure you're using the whole foot. The weight is going to want to fall to the big toe. Let's make sure our pinky toes and outer edge of the foot are working. And let's place that spine back down. Rolling it through each vertebra and back to neutral. Awesome. All right, now from here, we're gonna bring the arms up above us and coming into our first ab prep. Nod your chin. And as we exhale, let's reach our arms past our hips, holding. And exhale, roll back, allow those arms to float over your chest, over your face. Big inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, flexing up. So this is the upper spine flexing to look at the legs. The lower spine is staying the same shape throughout. Exhale, flexing up. Inhale, we hold. And exhale, roll back. One more time, we're going to flex up and reach. We're going to stay here. And from here, maintaining this position, we're going to start to move our legs, alternating side to side, up into your tabletop. Exhale, up. Keep reaching through the arms, activating your lats and underarm muscles. Up we come. And flex. Keeping that chin nodded, looking at your thighs. One more each leg. We're still neutral in our pelvis here. And let's lower down. Bringing the arms down to the mat. We're going to bring them back behind your head. And when you're ready, finding an imprint. Imprinting the spine and bringing those legs up to tabletop. Okay, so from here we're nice and square. As we flex up, we're going to reach the legs out long, just on a 45-degree angle. So it's the easier, if you bring it closer to the ceiling, it's going to be easier. The farther away from you, it's going to be more difficult. Okay, so try to find something that works for you where you can maintain this imprint easily. Okay, nod your chin, set your shoulders, and let's flex up, reaching those legs. And then inhale, lower, bring the knees back to square. Exhale, flexing up, imprint, and back. Now, if this is too much for you, you're going to leave your head down and just work with that big breathing and reaching through the legs. Exhale, flexing up. Let's make sure that there's space between the chin and the chest. And back. Exhale, flex. And back. Let's do 4 more. Your head is heavy in your hands. And flex and reach. And back. Last 2. Last 1. And let's give those knees a big hug, rolling side to side. And then letting the feet come down. Grabbing your weights, you're going to bring the weights in, one in each hand. And we're going to find that imprint again, bringing the legs up to tabletop and really working to just maintain this nice square position. So there's not going to be any movement with the legs, okay? They're going to stay right where they are. Let's bring the weights up over your head and make sure your palms are facing in. We're going to get into the triceps here. Lowering the weights over your head, they call this a skull crusher. Elbows point up, and then exhale, extend the arms, and lower with control. So there's a lot of magic happening on this lower as the tricep gets longer. Exhale as the tricep gets shorter, and we bring it back up. So just try to make it slow and controlled, and like there's work happening in both directions here. Inhale as we lower down. Let's just check on that imprint, making sure you still feel like your abs are working here to maintain that imprint. Legs are nice and square. Exhale. Can we drop our belly button down towards our spine just a little bit more? And exhale, press. Should be starting to feel some work in the backs of the arms. Elbows point up and press. And the lower. And press. last one, and press up. From here, we're gonna cross the ankles, keeping the weights up in the air. Gently pull the knees in just a little, and then send them back out vertical. Exhale, less is more here. Using the lowest part of your abdominals, away, and exhale, pull in. Let's think in inches here, 1 or 2 inches max. Controlling the leg position is way more important than the distance. And back. Let's do 2 more here. Pulling in, and back out. Last one. And back, and now we're going to switch those ankles 6 with this foot on top. Let's pull it in and back. So you definitely shouldn't feel like you're working with any momentum here. This is all just your control. And pull in. Reach it out. Last 2. Pull in. Sorry, last 3. And out. Last one. And out. Last one. And back. Undo the ankles. Let's bring one leg down and then the other. Lowering your weights and putting them off to the side. Whew. All right. So want to open up those hip flexors now. Bring your arms out nice and wide. And bring your feet nice and wide as well. And let's find some windshield wipers side to side. Dropping one knee in and the other one tips out. And let's let both of the knees drop off to the right, bringing the left arm up and over into a side bend. You should feel a nice opening from your down through your arm, through your side body, into your lats, into your obliques, into your hip flexor. If you're not feeling anything in the hip flexor, let's bring that heel a little closer to your bum. Tucking that tail under just a little bit is going to find you a little more length in that hip flexor as well. And just make sure you have a little bit of a connection here with your belly button so that your lower back is protected. Let's bring the arm down, back and out, and then come all the way through, letting both knees drop to the left. Right arm goes up and over, side bend. And if you're not feeling that hip flexor, tuck the tail under and bring the heel a little closer to the bum. Breathing deeply, imagine that you're opening up all these spaces between your ribs. Gently bring that arm down, coming out of that windshield. Let's bring the legs together and turn to your side. If you have a cushion nearby, you're going to grab it and throw it under your bum. And if you don't, that's okay. Just sit cross-legged. And if cross-legged isn't working, open the legs up and just find a comfortable position to sit in. Getting nice and tall. We're going to roll through the shoulders here. We're shrugging up to the ears, pulling the shoulder blades back. Try to stay really tall here. And let's go the other way as well. And then opening the arms up, let your palms face out. Feeling a nice long line of tension through the arm into the chest. If it's too much, release the hands and let them be neutral. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And then let's bring the arms across, finding our eagle arms, wrapping up your arms as best you can, pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. And then let's move the elbows up and down a little bit. Stay tall here. and opening up the arms. And let's wrap those arms up the other way. Find that nice pull of the shoulder blades, like you're making your upper back more broad, wider, and then moving the elbows up and down just a little. And let's release that. Letting your legs go wide, finishing with our forward fold. Walk your hands out in front of you. Feeling the hamstrings, you could point your toes up to the ceiling. Lift your abdominals a little bit, creating a nice round shape in your spine. And breathe deeply. Let's fill up that lower back with air. Feeling a softness with every exhale. And then when you're ready, walking your hands back to your legs, getting up nice and tall. Let's bring ourselves back to our cross-legged position. Push the backs of your forearms down into your knees. Get really, really tall through your spine. Reach through the crown of your head and just close your eyes. Letting your body take in all of this movement you just did. Dropping tension out of those shoulders whenever and wherever you can. And then opening up the eyes, rolling the shoulders. You are all finished. Thank you so much for joining me for this Wednesday Pilates flow, arms and shoulders. Next week we'll be working lower body. See you then. Bye.